Coach T.
Yep.
Is it deadlift day?
You got me!
Woo! Let's teach these boys how to deadlift. Guys, we're back. Flamesword, Coach T, OpTic Strength. Today we're gonna talk about how to deadlift. All right, so the deadlift, one of the biggest lifts and the best lifts for developing total body mass and strength. You have to do this. This is a little bit different than the squat, but there's a lot of similarities to the squat when we talk about positions, and we'll show you that. With the feet this time, we wanna have our feet closer together, okay? We wanna have a little bit more range of motion, and bringing our feet together helps with that. It helps engage our hips, helps get us our hamstrings into it and get us our upper back into it. So his feet are gonna be about shoulder width or a little bit closer. Now, I'm gonna kind of bounce around a little bit in this. The bar needs to be close to our shins, and we'll go over that reason later. He's gonna lower himself down as if he was doing a squat. Go ahead, imagine you had a bar on your back, lower yourself down, great. Now, this is probably one of the most disputed things that people talk about is where should you start, how should you start? Now, the way I teach this, go ahead and relax, Mike, is I teach it from a little bit of a higher hip. The reason is, when your muscles are stretched out just a little bit, that's natural, okay? That's where you're strongest. People talk about, if you go down, Mike, go into a position, people talk about always like lifting with your chest, having this arc right here, okay? When I have an arc and I create an arc, my muscles are not as tight as they should be, okay? So naturally, as you come up, those muscles are going to stretch, or they should stretch. So why not set ourselves up in that position? So from the side, I'm gonna have Mike try and get his shins almost parallel, or just a little bit forward. So about right here, okay? So if he comes up just a little bit higher, okay? Now he's in a great starting position, okay? Muscles are nice and long. I want his head looking down. That way you have one straight line from his head to his back, or his lower back. That's where we're strongest, when our spine is in a neutral position. From here, we wanna think about pulling the weight off the ground by driving our feet through the floor. A lot of people who push off their toes need to think about driving through the heels. If you feel confident your foot stays flat, think about driving through the center of the foot, okay? So what he's gonna do is drive through his feet very slowly. It's the lightweight for Mike. From this position, pause. From here, this is where we get the bar off the ground. Now his hips are gonna take over, and he's gonna smash his hips into the bar violently. Pop, explode. That's where your strength comes from, is your hips. This is a hip dominant exercise. Now lowering the bar, he's gonna reverse the same actions. So he's going to shoot his hips back as if he's doing a squat and drag the bar down his knees. Watch how the bar stays on his legs the entire time. You want the bar to drag up your legs, okay? Some people even bleed from this. It's okay, blood's all right. Drive through your feet, smash the hips forward. We don't want him to arch back too far up in this position, which is fine in some cases. Overextending is not what we're looking for. We want him to finish violently by pushing through the hips, okay? If you're an adult, we can say, you need to make love to the bar. Give it a good thrust, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and lower it down. Come off, drive through the feet. Once it crosses your knees, make love to that bar, baby. Boom! Finish tall, finish strong, making sure the hips and glutes are activated. Your butt should be extremely tight because you're forcing your hips through. You guys have been following along, you'll know we talk about retracting the scaps a lot, okay? That's very important for this movement as well. So if he goes down, what you see a lot of times from a bad lift is that the shoulders will roll forward and then people's hips will come up and they'll just pull the weight. We don't want to think about pulling, we want to think about driving the weight. So as he comes down, he's actually going to kind of take the slack out of the bar. If he kind of jiggles it a little bit, you can hear a little bit of a slack, okay? So if he pulls up just a little bit, naturally this retracts, okay? We want to keep this tension so that our shoulders don't roll forward, and then we want to finish and drive through. Push to the ground, explode the hips through, lower it back down nice and smooth. Now that's a deadlift. Make love to that bar, baby. Boom! Hate to be her.